How's it going, guys? I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and T-Mobile is really picking up quite the awesome Android handsets. They've been doing this for some time, but they have two killer ones in the lineup right now. One of those is the HTC Amaze, which apparently is in camera mode. The HTC Amaze 4G, available now for $259.99, and it's a feature-packed device. It has a dual-core Snapdragon 1.5 gigahertz processor, a 4.3-inch QHD display, an 8-megapixel camera, which HTC says is one of the best cameras, if not the best camera, on any smartphone. Front-facing camera, Android 2.3, Sense 3.0, and more, but it breaks that $199 price point and shoots up to $260 with a 2-year agreement. Is this the one to get on T-Mobile, or should you go with maybe the Galaxy S2 or the MyTouch 4G Slide or something else? We'll find out that and more in the full review, but first, special thanks to my boys at Best Buy because they hook us up with awesome phones just like this and the Galaxy S2 for use. I like how I pointed at it like you know that it's over here in the bookcase. For use in our One Paw Bandit giveaway game. When you go into Best Buy Mobile, they're unbiased. Whether it's T-Mobile, Sprint, AT&T, or Verizon, they're going to hook you up with whatever is best for you. They're not going to sell you or pitch you on anything. It's unbiased shopping at Best Buy Mobile. Enough of that, let's get into it. Full review, HTC Amaze 4G. Is this a phone to get? So you have the Galaxy S2, but you also have the HTC Amaze 4G, and here it is. It's available at T-Mobile now for $259.99, so it's actually $30 more expensive than the T-Mobile variant of the Galaxy S2, but still you get some build quality differences and more, which we'll talk about in the video. Now, specs-wise, this sucker's running a 1.5 gigahertz dual-core Snapdragon S3 processor, so the same processor that T-Mobile's Galaxy S2 has. Now, where it differs, it has a 4.3-inch QHD display, 540 by 960 pixels, but you're going to notice a build quality difference as well. While the Galaxy S2 devices are very nice looking, they're also very plasticky. And this, I have to tell you, when I pulled it out of the box, I was like, is this an Android device? Because honestly, Android devices have a history of being, and I've criticized them for this, they have a history of being kind of wobbly and creaky and plasticky or overly plasticky, and it's a totally different experience with this. This has metal accents on the side, on the back, and then the plastic here is a soft touch plastic, but it's all very firm to the touch, no creaking, no wobbling whatsoever, and you can see just some beautiful design elements like how the display pops off of the chassis a little bit, makes it look good. Probably not the best if you're going to drop the device, but still looks fantastic, and like again, the metal accents on the side really make this device look good. Now, it's a little bit heavier. It's 6.1 ounces if I recall, but still, it's not something that you're going to put in your pocket and be like, this is a paperweight or this is a rock. It's definitely light enough to be, to be a typical phone. Now, it's packing, like I said, that processor, 4.3-inch display, 8-megapixel camera with dual LED flash in the back, and it's capable of shooting video at 1080p. On the front, it has a front-facing shooter over there, Android 2.3 with HTC Sense 3.0, and it has capacitive buttons down here at the bottom, home menu, back, and search. Now, the overall body is very similar to the HTC Sensation. I'll show you by pulling the battery door off here, or what is the battery door slash back of the device, and you can see the whole thing comes off and reveals a 1,730 milliamp hour battery. So this pops off and reveals that. It's very similar in terms of build to the HTC Sensation, but much better in terms of build quality. And a bigger battery as well, like I said, 1,730 milliamp hour battery, so it's much larger on that front. Now, Android 2.3, as I said, with Sense 3.0, and you can see some of these cool customizations that come with Sense 3.0, like the home screen, or the lock screen changes, the ability to make the lock screen the weather, or to make it stocks, or make it your friend stream. One of HTC's many customizations, and not only can you lift it up to unlock, but you can also pull out one of these, phone for example, let it go, and you'll go right into the phone application or camera. It'll take you right to the camera application. So that's super nice, kind of nice to have those shortcuts. And it's one of HTC's things they do really well with personalization. You can see here, for example, you can change the scene, the skin, the wallpaper, the lock screen, and it continues on. We saw a lot of this in Sense 2.0 with devices like the Thunderbolt and some of the other HTC devices that are about 6 to 8 months old. But 3.0 and actually 3.5 is out now on the Rime and on the Sensation XL and some of the newer devices. But it's a never-ending cycle when it comes to Android. But 3.0 has some nice ones. I'm really impressed with the lock screen stuff. Not only can you change it, and make it weather, you can make it friend stream, you can make it pictures, you can make it stock quotes, or you can make it a clock as well. So a lot of different choices there. Same thing with skin. You can change the skin. You see I have it on the blue right now, and you can change it from blue to stock HTC, or you can change it to burgundy, and I'll show you that there. Now, we'll get into this in just a second because I want to show you the apps that come pre-installed on this device. 411 and more, a lot of T-Mobile stuff. So 411 and more, highlight HTC Hub, and HTC likes, which is something I really want to point out. T-Mobile was nice enough to leave hub and likes on there. That gives you access to htcsense.com. So not only can you customize the device, but you can download additional wallpapers, additional skins, additional things to make the device more like you. And it's a pretty neat little catalog of stuff. So be sure to check it out, HTC Hub and HTC Likes, and that redirects you to htcsense.com where you can get that stuff. T-Mobile's more for me, my account, my device, Polaris Office, Pro Apps, T-Mobile Name ID, T-Mobile TV HD, T-Mobile Mall, quick video chat, visual voicemail, Wi-Fi hotspot, and more. So a lot of T-Mobile stuff pre-installed, and like I said, it's running since 3.0. So you got this new kind of notifications bar here where it shows all your recently used applications, your notifications, and then a little tab to quick settings so you can jump over and change your Wi-Fi. You can turn on hotspot, you can turn on or off the mobile network, Bluetooth, things like that. And then of course it has a task manager as well. I can come in here, and this thing has 1 GB of memory. I can come in here and say, hey, all this stuff's running, I'm going to kill it all, and refresh, and I just cleared up, I tried to say free and clear at the same time, cleared up 300 and something megabytes of storage. So pretty cool there. But 7 home screens over here, and it's in that typical carousel thing that comes with HTC Sense 3.0. It rotates around like a carousel, and you can really see the animations when you slow them down, and you can see how they kind of go around like an octagonal where there's 7 home screens. I guess it wouldn't be an octagon, whatever 7 is, I can't remember. Back to middle school geometry, I can't remember. Anyway, and then of course you can access all of them at once by pinching in. Now, one thing I will say, the Snapdragon processor, I complained a little bit on the Evo 3D and the Sensation 4G because I was like, it's 1.2 gigahertz processor, just a little bit too slow. Even though it's a dual-core CPU, it's a little bit too slow for this device. It seems like it's rectified in most cases with the 1.5 gigahertz chip that's in this device. I haven't had any slowdowns. It seems perfectly fast. And, again, no lag whatsoever. It rotates around the carousel stuff. Some of this stuff that's kind of graphically intense, it seems to work just fine. Let me pull out messages so you can take a look at those. Let me pull these away. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Let me go into messages and you can take a look. And you're going to see a lot of changes if you're coming from a Thunderbolt to this, or you're coming from an older HTC device, even older like the Hero or the Droid Aeros up to this. You're going to see a lot of differences in little things like the messaging interface here. You can see the messages are different, the picture placement's different. But we'll go in here and select a new message. And we'll add some text. So we're going to say the quick brown fox. Fox jumped. I'm just going to do the standard one, over the lazy dog in Charlotte. Quick brown fox. I had to mix it up a little bit. Quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog in Charlotte. So all in all, pretty easy to type on. Again, it's a 4.3-inch display. So whether you're using it in portrait or in landscape, HTC's keyboard has historically been very good and still maintains that in this device as well. And then in landscape, for somebody with larger thumbs, a little bit easier to type on this side. Now you're thinking, where's swipe? Well, swipe doesn't come out of the box or pre-installed out of the box, but HTC's trace input does, and basically it's HTC's version of swipe. So I can come in here and say, hey, and it's one of those things that's automatically enabled out of the box. So I can go from just typing like a normal person, or typing normally rather, all the way up to saying, which I'm terrible at it, but you'll see, quick brown fox is happy. Happily jumping. 3 quick brown foxes happily jumping. So you get the idea, and you can use that in portrait or in landscape. So if you want that larger keyboard, you can come over here and do the same thing over there. So you get 2 options, but it's kind of cool because they're both HTC options. They're both on the same keyboard. And if you don't like those, you can always access third-party keyboards through the Android market. I mean, there's Gingerbread Keyboard, there's SwiftKey, and a bunch of others that, range anywhere from free all the way up to about $5. So a relatively small investment for for a keyboard that you're going to use for 2 years. Let's take a look at the internet really quickly and take a look at PhoneDog.com because I want to give you an idea of how it looks when you're browsing, when you're pinching to zoom, doing things like that. So we'll load up PhoneDog, and it seems like it's flipping. If you watch the indicator, it's flipping back and forth between 4G and 2G. Now, it's important to note, my office is in uptown Charlotte. I'm literally in Center City, so it's interesting to me that it keeps flipping back and forth between 4G and 2G. Now, that said, I don't see that at my home. I don't see it in a lot of areas in Charlotte, so perhaps, it is rush hour right now. Perhaps it's just a network strain thing that's going on right now. But PhoneDog's loading up, and you can see the typical HTC stuff here. Add bookmarks, windows, more. We can go into Windows and take a look. Want to add a second window while that one's loading, and then we can go back to Windows, and we can flip right back over to PhoneDog. Now it's loading up now. You can see, there's me. And then cell phone customizations and more, dog pound, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you can see pinch to zoom. Even though the page isn't fully loaded, it's pretty fast. I'm going to wait till it loads so I can get an accurate idea and be totally honest with you. Now, while it's loading, let's talk a little bit about the body. On the top, you have your power button, your 3.5mm headphone jack. On the left side, you have your micro USB charging port, which doubles as an HDMI port. And then over here, you have camera shortcut button, video camera shortcut button, and volume rocker over here on the side as well. So nice, again, nice metal sides, nice little metal accents on the back. But you know, all in all to me, to me, pinch to zoom tends to work pretty well on this device. I'm not seeing any lag, and it seems like a natural pinch to zoom to me. It doesn't seem like anything that's forced or anything that's kind of abnormally fast or, you know, just laggy. It seems like it's perfect on that front end. So we can pull it out, or tap it to zoom in, tap to zoom out, and you can see pinch to zoom is relatively quick. Now we can zoom out to the full page here, and when I click like that, or when I pinch in, it takes me to the preview page where I can go to the next page. Now if I'm, you know, another thing I like is it shows me where I left off. So let's say I'm looking at this article by Evan, and I want to go to another window. It shows me right where I left off, so when I come back I can say, oh yeah, I was right there at Evan's article. Now I can click on it and read. So a lot of cool features in the browser, and you know, all in all, pinch to zoom and transitions seem to be relatively quick, right on par with this dual-core 1.5 gigahertz device.